Well, my main issue with it is that, we're hearing that this is essentially federal law just, put down on a state level. After my husband was murdered a couple of years ago, local municipalities, local police departments here in the state of Arizona, they did an excellent job in revising their operation orders, and they gave police more leeway to contact ICE and to check immigration status. They did a wonderful job. I think they really balanced safety with civil rights. The state then took it upon themselves to create this law under the false notion that we have sanctuary cities. We do not have sanctuary cities here in Phoenix or Mesa, which is what I've been hearing. Yeah. But they took it upon themselves to create this law, but then they added a little measure to it that allows individuals to sue police agencies if they're perceived as not going far enough to enforce the law. That's my issue with it. Officers have an incredibly difficult job. They're constantly under a microscope. This puts them even further into a microscope. It opens up lawsuits to police agencies. I think that's a real issue, and that's a problem.
So, Julie, when you hear people like the person who really spearheaded this legislation, Russell Pierce, using your husband's name to sell the idea of this bill, what do you think your husband Nick would have thought of it?
I don't think he would have been in favor of it, and that's why I spoke out against it. But I'm not so much speaking out against SB 1070 as I am speaking for immigration reform. We need immigration reform. We should have had immigration reform prior to my husband's death, and now there is no better time. I keep hearing, well, there's a midterm coming up. It's just too controversial. It's too political. To that, I say, tell that to me. I would like to hear from politicians. I would like them to sit down with me and say why this is too political, why their re-election is more important than doing something on immigration reform. Or perhaps they could have that conversation with my children. I would really like to hear why it is more important to be re-elected than it is to solve this problem. And that's what I want. I want a solution to the problem.